Hello, and welcome to the second episode and first full session of Victory, Vigilance, and Sacrifice. Hey, we ran our debut on Halloween, which was a lot of fun. So, this game uses the Dragon Age video game setting developed by BioWare and the officially licensed tabletop role-playing game published by Green Ronin. Thanks also to Incompetech, aka Kevin MacLeod, for creating the delightful music you will hear tonight. Incompetech can be found through the Roll20 app, which we will also be using. First, a content warning. Dragon Age is a dark fantasy game about trying your best in no-win situations. So, expect war violence, murder, body horror, coercion, mind control, demonic possession, fantasy racism against elves and mages, religious intolerance, and slavery. This is also a story of the Fourth Blight, which means this is also a story about a plague. We have used consent negotiation for this game and also make use of the X card. If your scene is going somewhere you don't want, just go X and it will stop immediately. This is supposed to be fun after all. So, to begin with, Grey Wardens, please introduce yourselves to the audience.
Hello everybody, I'm Ambrose. My pronouns are he or they. You can find me all over the internet as Changeling, and you can find me on Etsy at Thornkind, where I sell queer stuff, stickers. It's just stickers, that's all. Tonight I'll be playing Galen, whose pronouns are they, them. Thinking about adding he there. We'll see.
Hello all, I am Devin. You can find me online at Sword Sullied, and tonight I am playing the soon-to-be Grey Warden Garahel.
Hello everybody, my name is Steve. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade. My pronouns are he, him. And today I am playing Jurgen, the Tranquil.
Hello everyone, I am Brody, he, they, and today, depending on your time zone, I will be playing Harrowin, the problem child of the party.
Problem child? I don't know, we've got so many troublemakers here. We're missing our K of the she and they variety, but hopefully they will be joining us soon.
No, Momentara K.
Alright, look here, you get on me about doing jokes like that, and then you turn around and do it. No. If you can't take it, you can't dish it.
Alright, well, last game we ran a few origin stories. Ambrose, would you please care to read that recap?
Absolutely. Our scene opens upon Ferelden, a faithful Grey Warden patrolling with his fellow troops. Darkspawn descend on the unwary patrol folk in vast numbers, leaving a sole survivor. He stumbles into the nearest village, robes torn, tattered, covered in mud and blood, his mana and health severely depleted. The tavern is busy in merriment, and so draws the warden in. He barrels through the door, causing the merrymakers concern. The last thing he sees is three heavily armed Templars arising from their seats, making their way towards him. He pleads for help before passing out. The voices of two men and a woman stir him from his unconsciousness, arguing over what to do with him. "Where am I?" Jurgen calls out, and they respond with, "Black Marsh, explain yourself." He warns them of the darkspawn, of which they are dismissive. They accuse him of stealing the robes of a Grey Warden, and he responds with sarcasm. This only convinces the Templars that they ought to do something with him as punishment. One called Tobias wants to slay him, but the woman asks for compromise. This is the last memory Jurgen has before he reawakens in the tavern, with a sunburst brand upon his forehead, the sigil of a tranquil mage. The blacksmith is working in his forge, toiling away at the anvil. At first, the screams go unheard over the clang, clang, clang of his hammer. When the terrified voices finally reach his ears, he stops and looks outside. He had heard stories of the darkspawn before, but they were no comparison to what bombarded his sight. They traipsed through the village, slaughtering the people and setting fire to the buildings. The blacksmith's first thought is to find his family. He grabs his hammer from the forge's protection and runs. He stumbles across his wife protecting their son with a mere kitchen knife. She takes one out, but is overtaken before he can reach her. As she falls, she kills one more darkspawn. Its blood splatters across herself, their son, and the blacksmith. A darkspawn approaches the man from behind, but as he scoops up his son and takes off, an arrow seemingly sprouts from the darkspawn's eye socket. 3 Grey Wardens burst into the area. Rescue has arrived. They attack the darkspawn and swiftly gain the upper hand. The Wardens seek out survivors, and finding the blacksmith, realize the son has been poisoned by the blood of the darkspawn. The man looks down, seeing that he too has been tainted. With a sullen look upon his face, the blacksmith must do the unthinkable. His son must be put out of his misery before becoming a darkspawn himself. The metal worker, however, can be saved by becoming a Grey Warden, spending the rest of his days raining vengeance down upon the brood of the Blight. A mage, a noble, and a hopeless romantic. All these things describe Landers, but only 2 of these things are related to what he desires for his life. Despite having many his age eligible for a betrothal, Landers has never felt a connection, thus has no motivation for a union. However, the Pavas family must marry off their son to uphold the balance of politics and their own power through an heir. Over time, Landers and his parents spurn fights regarding the issue, and the elder Pavas pair reveals that they do not understand his need for love in a relationship. After all, they were married without love and will likely never have it. He objects, but marriage is arranged for Landers nonetheless, under threat of disownment. He attempts to get to know his betrothed, but it seems that Landers' goals and the young bride-to-be's do not align. The young man abhors everything about this situation and bolts on the eve of the wedding. In the back of his mind, Lander recalls his childhood nanny and their support. He meets with them and they shelter him until they can assemble a pack for Landers, charm the gate guard to sleep, and send him on his way with a horse. He's on the run, a bounty set to retrieve him and deliver him back to his home. The Pavas family requires him back at any cost, so Landers flees as far as he possibly can. Valroyo, the capital of Orlais. The young noble comes to a harsh realization that life requires an exchange of goods, and comes to the last of his coins. It is then he is struck with the epiphany that he must find a job. Perhaps it is what will lead him to love, he thinks with a glimmer of hope. On guard within the Imperium, Galen is only into Winter for trade, but knows that he could be abducted and sold himself. He's in the forest on the outskirts, hearing some crying and snuffling of a creature, so he goes to investigate. A band of Grey Wardens, all dead, with a very injured griffin. It is thankfully alive. The Dalish elf offers the beast some rations and performs some healing aid on it. After some time, the griffin bonds with Galen and he names it Arrow in honor of its survival. On return to his band of Dalish, they are unsure of allowing him to keep the griffin, but decide that Arrow could be an asset. If anyone else attempts to touch or ride Arrow, the beast nips them and only allows Galen to be near it. While in Tevinter, Galen gains a contract to be a bounty hunter for a runaway royal named Landers Pavus. He tracks the young man in order to bring him back to Tevinter, which leads the mercenary to the rich country of Orlais. In Val Royal, a young elf finds himself acting out in small but measurable ways. He has grown in a network of elves in Val Royal who assist him in his chaos, bringing nobles down a peg or two. Currently, there's a wedding going on of 2 noble houses in Orlais. The groom has been utterly abominable to the help. Wouldn't it be absolutely horrid if the royals came down with a case of itching? The young mischief maker gains some livery of the noble houses and finds an obscured way into the castle. He comes upon the kitchen where the cook is berating 2 elves. He uses this moment to skitter deeper into the estate to accomplish his mission. He seeks out the wedding dress and the bridesmaids' dresses, but is stopped in his tracks and questioned. He crafts a quick lie of tailoring, managing to convince the staff member. Quickly, he finds his way to the garments, beginning his duty. Someone comes to the door, finding it locked, and finding the youngster in his hiding place. Harold quickly darts towards the exit amongst the clamoring calls of "Thief! Stop him!" Alas, he is caught and searched for possible thievery. The guards find the itching powder and accuse him of attempting to poison the bride. In a last-ditch effort, he kicks over the barrel of itching powder. Not only has he ruined the wedding, but he has humiliated them. The noble family uses every bit of clout they have to put him in prison and send him on the path to execution. In the present day, in the extravagant city, Galen manages to find stabling for Arrow. After a few days, he gets the lead on his quarry and goes to the inn in which the runaway is housed. The Dalish elf observes the Tevinter mage, watching for a method of capture. Lander is carefree and oblivious to any dangers, living life to the fullest, even if beyond his means, with a tab beyond the measure of his wallet. The innkeeper demands Lander pay his tab before drinking any more. But he only has 12 copper and owes 5 times that much. Galen is entertained by this and offers what coins he has. Encouraged, Lander attempts to convince the innkeeper that he can bring him more business to make up for the coinage he lacks. Amused, the innkeeper tells Landers to go ahead and sing for his supper. In this moment, the mage asks the mercenary what he does, and Galen reveals he's there to bring Landers home. The runaway creates some distance between himself and his minder, but merely gains a shadow. Jurgen, the Tranquil, is in another tavern for a meal. 2 wardens cross his path, elf twins, named Garahel and Isaiah. He recognizes them and they're pleased to see him alive. Their expressions fall when realization comes to them that their old friend is now a Tranquil. The twins demand to know who did this horrible thing to him, but Jurgen does not reveal whom. Garrick, in the same tavern, overhears this conversation with a shudder, knowing what the Tranquil are and the origin of such a curse, the Templar. The elf twins plan to bring Jurgen with them to once again join in the duties of a Grey Warden. And for the rest of the evening, Garrick can overhear the still feeling wardens conspire to find the Templars who permanently altered their friend. In the other tavern, Landers is being taken to a local jail as he is unable to pay his tab. In this same jail is our mischief-making Harold Wynn, who strikes up conversation with the mage, whilst Galen sits outside the cell awaiting his quarry. 2 Grey Wardens, Leanne and Michelle, pass by the Dalish's post, a man and a woman. He follows them inside, keeping an eye on his runaway. The two begin to ask the prisoners what they're good at and offer Landers safety from the Templars and offering the bedraggled elf a stay of execution. All the prisoners are officially conscripted into the Grey Wardens. The next task is for the Grey Wardens to obtain the griffin found in the stables, and Galen insists this is his griffin. Leanne and Michelle laugh him off and head to the stables where the Dalish elf is justified by Arrow's dismissiveness of anyone but him. They demand to know how this came to be, so Galen divulges the story and is thus conscripted into the Grey Wardens with the rest. They're all escorted outside the city, uniting with the Tranquil, Jurgen, and the blacksmith, Garahel. Unbeknownst to them, their greatest and most dangerous adventures are looming on the horizon.
Excellent. Thank you so much for reading that and for taking the notes, Ambrose. So, we open at a Warden palisade fort. So, a wooden structure, not super fancy, located on the outskirts of Val Royale. And so, yeah, so, sorry, gathering my thoughts. Along the way, as you travel on the road, you encounter a young man on horseback. He's got armor on and weapons, and you can tell just by looking that he comes from some amount of money. And so he approaches those of you who are traveling with Leanne and Michelle, and hails you as Grey Wardens. And Leanne and Michelle respond, with some warmth, some suspicion. And he introduces himself as Rory and says he's come to join the Grey Wardens, but there's really no joy in it. He seems more resigned than eager. But, they're on a recruiting push, so they don't really care if he's happy or not. So then the others of you who are traveling with Garahel and Isaiah, Garahel will take the time to explain what being a Grey Warden is like if any of you have questions. So, you can also tell that whenever he talks about being a Grey Warden, he particularly enjoys it, but every time he looks at Jurgen, you always pick up this mix of sadness and anger. So it takes about a day and a half before you all convene on the outpost. And so you are all given, food, water, feed for the griffins. Galen, Arrow is taken to what is essentially a griffin stable. There's two more there, and it's clear that the stable hands there know what they're about. They know how to brush your griffin and take good care of it. And so the rest of you are sent to the galley with instructions to meet your fellow new recruits.
Well, at least they feed us. I haven't had food this regular in years.
Yeah, it's not fancy, but it's good. It's nutritious. It's so sorry, don't mind me scrolling. So, there's a lot of fresh meat, which is a rare treat for the alienage elf. And there's also fresh roasted vegetables, fresh baked bread. There's some nice cheese. There's milk. There's wine. So it's actually probably better than the alienage elf eats. And you know, also for the Dalish, this is like what you would expect to be served at a festival day.
I'm just impressed I can identify what animal the meat came from.
It is clearly fresh caught venison.
No rat for me anymore. I made it.
We'll be doing the bind. They will be doing the binding soon, right?
Yes.
Enjoy. This may be your last meal.
What?
Excuse me?
What?
What's the word that those wealthy people use when people say things that elaborate?
Okay.
That's the word. Elaborate. Please?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
The binding. Not everyone survives it. That is all.
So I might have come all this way just to die anyway?
We all go a great distance to die eventually.
Is there like a way to, get around it? Maybe, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, keep it from being lethal for some of us?
No.
Well,
What are the
what-
odds?
So you ask this question, and you hear Garahel's voice behind you. Come, Jurgen. Don't scare the recruits. It's not as bad as all that.
Observing Jurgen here. Out of character, would Galen know what a tranquil is?
I would say that you would theoretically know what it is, because in your Dalish clans, they are led by keepers who are almost always mages, and so the keepers always sort of have this understanding that, the Templars mostly leave them alone, but if they get caught, this is one of the fates that they have in store, and probably also stories that the Dalish tell each other of just how terrible the Shem are to each other that they would do this.
So, okay. So Galen would gesture to Jurgen. He doesn't seem like he'd be trying to scare us, simply stating facts, being that he's a tranquil.
While you are speaking about me and not to me, that is correct.
I'd ask if your feelings are hurt, but I know better.
it's not as bad as all that, really. Just be brave. You'll get through it. And so Rory, who is this slightly bitter gentleman, just sort of snorts into his mug of ale. And so Garahel will ask, like, do you have a problem? And Rory's just like, no.
When is this joining ceremony? Binding ceremony? Ceremony?
Well, there are a few tasks, says Garahel, that you'll need to take care of before we can begin. And so he looks to Jurgen with that same mix, anger and sadness, and actually takes a seat right next to you, Jurgen, and then just sort of looks you in the eye and says, "My friend, you are the junior recruit among us, and the duty of escorting these recruits to gather what is needed would traditionally fall to you, but
You don't feel as though I'm capable in my condition.
you have been terribly injured by the Templars, yes."
I
How do
understand.
you feel?
An irrelevant question. I will do what is asked, or not do what is not asked.
Alright, I have much to think about, it seems. And so, this is when Isaiah comes in, and she's got some papers in her hand and hands them to Garahel and says, "Oh, we've heard back from Orzammar." So Garahel takes the papers, opens them, and you can see his face just fall. And then he looks up to all of you and says, "We sent word to the dwarves of Orzammar, asking if they were experiencing any increased darkspawn activity. We know that they've been more active in the east near Antiva and in the marches, and we had hoped that this was just a temporary alteration, a temporary increase in their capabilities, but the dwarves haven't seen this since the start of the last blight. Alright. Excuse me, I must go make further preparations." And so he steps away. And Isaiah, though, remains and asks you, "Do you know what your tasks are?"
We didn't know that we had tasks to do when this conversation started, so I think I'm speaking for everyone but our emotionless friend here as no, we don't know what our tasks are.
Alright. And so she's a mage, so she's got the staff on her back, and she's got a satchel just full of spell components and papers. And so she pulls out a map, and it's a map of the local area. And so she points out a couple places. She says, "Alright, here is the western approach. Have any of you ever been?"
Is it in Val Royeaux?
No, it's about a 2 or 3 days journey away.
If it isn't in Val Royo, I have never seen it.
Well, it's very hot. It's full of very tall cliffs, and this is what makes it an attractive nesting place for the griffons. We know that there are several nesting pairs in the area, and we would like you to check on them. You will also need to obtain several vials of darkspawn blood.
Without dying? Or getting it on us, I'm assuming?
Oh, that would be ideal, yes.
It's a little late for me.
Ideal, but not required.
This is like a hazing thing, isn't it? Like, we gotta, like, drink the darkspawn blood and not
So-
vomit, right?
so-
We will be able to explain more once you get back, but we should probably make all haste to reach the western approaches as soon as possible. As my brother has indicated, things are moving very, very quickly, and we would like to have all of you fully recruited.
So we just need to kill one darkspawn and drain it?
Well, to be perfectly honest, if you see, there's never just one darkspawn. They move in groups, bands, and at the worst of times, a horde.
So,
Just a horde darkspawn. Good. Good.
wait. But why do we have to go out and get vials of darkspawn blood if you need us before the darkspawn come?
Well, it's also important that you check on the nesting griffons.
Can I take Arrow?
I think he would not let you remain behind. Or he would not let you leave him behind.
Okay. Oh, I guess. In. Speaking of, where's my charge that I'm supposed to bring back to his family eventually?
Oh, are you talking about Landers?
Yes.
You should probably contact his family and let them know he's not really going anywhere.
Oh. Wonder if they'll still pay me for at least finding him.
Well, serving as a Grey Warden is an honorable pursuit. What do you know of his family? And you can tell that she's asking, like, are we gonna get shit? Or, essentially, conscripting him?
Well, I mean, they're a noble family of Tevinter, and he's supposed to get married to someone that's betrothed in another noble family or some such something or other. Yeah, I don't really pay attention.
Ah, I see.
Does that
And you
like
see her
change your
sort
plans?
of like doing like some calculations, some of which is okay to Vinter, far away, noble family, maybe a problem. It's weird that he's running, and just sort of like, okay, probably not too much of an issue.
Damn. Well, there goes that paycheck. Do we get paid for being Grey Wardens?
Well, there's no wage, but think of it like being part of a noble's retinue. anything you need, certainly food, shelter will always be provided. And certainly as a Grey Warden, you gain the right to request anything that you need.
So technically everything is free.
Well, there's also political considerations. If this is a blight, and Maker, I hope it's not, but if it is, we're going to need to draw on all the nations to provide armies. We can't fight it ourselves. We need support. We've always needed support. So it's not in our best interest to anger the kings and queens and viscounts.
So it's not that everything's free, it's that we don't have we're sounds suspiciously like enslavement. Just the faintest hint of forced service without compensation.
Well, what sort of compensation do you think is fair?
Money? I mean, far be it from me to tell anyone that you should pay your employees anything at all, but maybe a living wage?
We will not interfere if you find side tasks along the way to perform for money. Many people that you will encounter will be quite happy to pay you a few silvers to complete this task or another, as long as it doesn't interfere with our primary mandate of stopping the blight. Do as you wish.
So we have to work while we're working?
There's no obligation.
It is just curious here, because just want to have a sense of the future. What is the retirement plan for Grey Wardens?
Well, I suppose that depends on if this really is a blight or not.
And assuming you don't die of somebody stabbing you in the chest or something. Like, what is the long tail of this whole experience?
You'll probably die with your boots on.
Say what now?
You'll die fighting.
And you're gonna tell us that, well, you were going to die anyway, so just think of it as some extra time?
Well, if this is a blight, a lot of people are going to die.
Yeah, I can't imagine why Grey Wardens have had such a hard time keeping up the recruitment. Your sales pitch is amazing.
Well, you should probably make preparations to journey into the western approaches. Let me know if there's anything more I can do for you.
Thanks.
Alright, so with that, so the wooden palisade fort has pretty much all the rooms that you would expect. There's an armory, there's the kitchens, the storehouses, and there are barracks-like sleeping quarters. So you have a little bit of privacy, but not much. You can tell that Garahel and Isaiah and the other Grey Wardens have their own, almost their own rooms, but the rest of you are given more communal arrangements. So, the sun is down. Is there any preparations that you would like to make, or anything else that you would like to do before it is dawn and you make your way west?
Did they give us any weaponry gear?
Yeah, there's an armory, so whatever starting equipment is on your sheet, you have it. If there is something that you would like to requisition, let me know.
I'm good. I'm just gonna spend part of that night prepping my weapons because I know what good swords look like. I want a good sharp sword.
Awesome.
I make a point of collecting some extra rations and torches and, the basics of what you might need to survive in the wilderness as far as a city boy knows.
Okay. What about Galen? Currently being pillow for a cat.
This is Arrow. He's just resting his head on my shoulder. Probably everything that he would know that he would need, since he's been more of the survival type out in the wilderness.
Okay. Give me first roll. So, what would this be?
Roll for sanity.
No, you know what? I'm not going to make you roll. I will say that you caught when Isaiah mentioned that this is a desert. And so you would know, okay, well, that means bring extra water.
Okay.
Okay, so all of you are roused at dawn. And we'll say that that Landers is with you, even though Katie cannot be present. So he is around, Rory is around, and you can see Rory looking kind of sullen, like he doesn't really want to be here. And you set out. Jurgen is with you. And Garahel says that essentially, as the junior recruit, it is Jurgen's job to escort you on this mission and to make sure that you are all more or less safe.
Before we leave, Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm. No, go ahead.
Before we leave, I was wondering if this guy really is, right for the job. When gesturing to Jurgen, if we end up in danger, is he just gonna leave us to die because he doesn't care about us?
So Steve has had to step away momentarily, but when he comes back, I will let him answer that question. And so Isaiah would ask, would you rather someone else come with you?
Well, I mean, definitely someone else who's as experienced. Just maybe someone who actually will feel something if we're in danger.
Hey, I think it's fine, honestly.
We'll feel things when we're in danger.
Jurgen's fine. Galen, don't worry about it. It's perfectly fine. Harl is kind of giving Galen the leave it be. Just trust me on this. It's fine. It's fine.
So Isaiah looks a little worried, and she's like, "Let me go talk to my brother." So she steps away for a little bit, and you see her talk to Galen, and it's clearly a conversation that is painful for both of them to have, and it's not really an argument. It's more like, all right, this is a problem. How are we going to be able to solve it together? And so at the end of it, Garahel walks over to you and says, I'll accompany you. It's fine.
Harl has like it's just a brief moment, but kind of like the shit look.
Thank you for
Oops.
taking care of us.
Do you have a problem, recruit?
No problem at all, sir. I am looking for adventure, sir.
Give me a communication deception roll, please.
But why? It was perfectly fine. So that is an 11.
Garahel can tell that you are squirrely about something, but has decided to let it rest for now.
Just to give everyone a hint, it as Harold is trying to like cover, can't help but look toward the griffin, almost as if trying to see how many people it could hold.
2.
Yeah. There's a tiny little break in Harold's posture, realizing there is no way to get out of this right now.
All right. So, Arrow could carry 2 people, could carry 2 fully armed warriors into battle, but right now, a lot of that weight is being made up with water flasks. So, Galen, do you ride Arrow or just walk with him?
Yeah, just walk with him.
Okay.
Poor thing's been through enough in his life. Look at him, he's got an eye patch and a peg leg.
What?
Because of all the arrow injuries.
Oh,
I'm just being a
okay.
smartass.
I mean, if you want the griffin to be that injured, I mean, it's your pet.
Arrow the pirate griffin.
No.
Okay, so you set out along the way, and Rory is with you and just can't stop fucking complaining. He is also on his horse. So one of the things that he's just complaining in his whole litany of things that he finds wrong and unjust with the world, and how did a Dalish end up with a war griffin?
Oh, do you want to find out? You can try and ride him. Go ahead,
Yes.
Shem.
Very, very. What did you call me?
Snickering from behind.
Just called you human. You know.
Little
And
little
so,
Shum.
and so he looks like he's about to say something before Garahel steps in and says, "You'll all be fighting side by side soon enough. No reason to make enemies."
I don't need to make enemies, they just appear.
The news is bad from Antiva. There are rumors that there's a darkspawn army gathering in the marches. Have any of you ever been to Antiva?
Is that part of Val Royo?
No, it is to the north and the east.
Then no, I have not seen it.
Then Rory cuts in and says that of course he's been to Antifa. He saw it on tour, celebrating reaching his majority, and he starts talking. The food is good, people are pretty, they're a little arrogant. So
Must be easy to go native.
Garahel says that, well then, you will have seen the city. You know how defensible it is, or isn't. And he starts just sort of talking about, like, all right. We might have to evacuate the city. I'm not sure. This is part of the reason why we're being so quick about this. We've got to get you formally recruited, and then we've got to get to Antiva to see what the situation is there. So, the trip takes a couple days. And as you
Sorry, when I'm distracting Rachel with how to
Yes.
spell Antiva.
Yes, Antiva. It is not Antifa, it is Antiva. It is very Spanish in character, but we'll find out more when we get to Antiva. For now, you are entering the western approach. And so this is a red dirt desert. And you see just almost impossibly tall cliffs. And it's very, very sandy. And there's very little growing here besides sawgrass and tumbleweeds. And Garahel says that this was one of the places hit worst during the first blight, and only now, almost 600 years later, is the land beginning to return to anything resembling healthy. And in the distance, you see big, tall stone structures that look like they're some sort of dwarven ruins. And as you travel further, and the sun climbs higher and it gets hotter, let's see, this will be a survival roll. So give me a perception, and if you have anything related, have a focus having to do with tracking, that would apply.
I do have a listening bonus in perception. Would I be able to apply that?
Yeah, I can give that to you.
I got a 12 with 4 stunt points.
Okay. So you should be able to see the stunt points pinned. And so there are exploration stunts. Would you like to do an exploration stunt?
I shall peruse for a moment.
Okay.
I also earned my stunt points. I rolled 2 4s on the regular dice and then 5 on dragon die.
Awesome, you've got 5 stunt points.
I rolled a 14 with no stunts.
Okay.
Oh yeah. My bonus in perception is a 2. So would I add that to the 2 regular dice or all 3 of the dice?
Add it to the total.
Oh shoot! Cool. Okay.
15?
11 total. Yeah.
I
8.
thought you said you got
9, 10,
2 4s and a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 13.
Plus 2
Oh.
is 15.
Yes.
I know how to math. Okay.
I do the taxes. Everybody.
Maker.
Yes.
I would like to use the That Makes Me Wonder stunt.
Okay.
I am specifically interested in more about potential ways to get away from this group if I need to, without being followed.
Okay.
And I will also spend my last stun point on advantageous positioning, so that I would be about no more than 2 yards away from the thing that I would find.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your That Makes Me Wonder, please.
Which I believe is just another perception test.
Uh-huh.
That would be a 17. And
Okay.
if there were stun points, it would be 6 stun points, but it's not stun points on this one.
All right. So, if you open the Roll20, you will see a map of where you are. Okay, pardon me while I click around a few things. Okay. All right. So, Heroine, you are trying to figure out essentially an escape route. And as you can see, there's a lot of rocks, a lot of cliffs, a lot of places to run and hide. And so you pretty well plot out, okay, I can go down that way, down that ravine, and they probably will lose me once I'm there. And so, Jurgen, you got a 7. Okay, Gareth, what did you achieve?
I got a 14.
Okay, and Galen got a 15. Did you want to spend any stunt points, Galen?
I was looking at that, and I think I was looking at the upper hand. If your discoveries lead to combat within a moment or two, you receive a +3 bonus on your initiative roll.
Okay. So, it will not lead to combat just yet. And so, what you hear, Galen, is almost like a falcon cry or an eagle cry, and you look up at around the same time that Garrick perceives there's a little bit of blood spatter, but there's also a couple feathers. Picking them up and holding them up against Arrow. Oh yeah, those are griffin feathers. And so by which you can surmise that the griffin clutch that you have been asked to find is that they've nested way at the top of this cliff. It's about... So there's a base about 10 feet high, and then there is a red rock column going up about another 20 feet, and it's at the top of the red rock pillar that the griffins, you assume, are nesting. There is currently no sign of parent griffins.
So, out of character, this blood splatter. In Ambrose brain, Griffin fall off cliff, Griffin goes splat. Is that what you're implying?
No, because
Okay.
you would find the splatted body, and that is not here.
Okay. Yeah. In character. Looks like these guys are nesting way up there, but I don't see any parents. Do you?
One of us has to go up there and check.
Is there like a griffin call we could do to have them come?
Good question, Jurgen. Is there an easier way to get up there, a way to bring them down?
Galen, are you capable of flying arrow to the top?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Never
That-
actually flown on him before. I mean,
That
he's
is-
taken off with me on him, but that's a little different than me purposefully flying my griffin.
If you share a connection, perhaps you could ask nicely.
But you'll die with your boots on if it doesn't go well. So there's that.
There's always that. Okay. Galen is going to ride his griffin up and see what the deal is.
All right. So this is going to be a communication roll because you are trying to communicate with your griffin. Go up this way, fly this way. If you have a focus in animal handling, it will apply.
I have a 0 in communication because I thought that was people.
It is, but it's also griffins.
Yeah, but only one of those things actually counts. Oh, ha!
The people count because the animals, they don't know how to.
I got 2 5s and a 3.
Okay, what'd you get on the dragon die?
3.
All right, so that's 3 stunt points. Would you like to stunt this?
Yes, please, because I don't want to die. Bless you. Bless you.
Gesundheit.
Okay. So, what you can do with 3 stunt points, you can spend a point to get into an advantageous position. There's one about consuming resources, doesn't apply to this one. You can complete your search in half the time otherwise. You can spend all 3 of them right now to get a forward +1 on, I guess, further. Well, this could also be a role-playing stunt, but
I was looking at speedy search and advantageous positioning.
okay. So, you manage to direct Arrow up, and once Arrow hears the cheeping of the little griffins up at the top, some sort of instinct kicks in. Must protect the babies. So, you land, and here's what you don't have to land. You can decide if you land or not based on the description that is about to ensue. So, here is what you see. It is a big nest built of, sticks so big they might as well be logs. And then filled out with griffin dander. And there's half a dozen. They look like baby griffins, so you know how like when baby birds first hatch, they're very fluffy and downy, and then like they become like teenage juvenile birds and they just look really derpy. They're in the derpy stage. And so your griffin is about the size of a lion. These are about the size of golden retrievers. And you also see the torn apart corpses of about 10 darkspawn. And the body of an adult griffin who quite clearly died protecting the nest. And so the juvenile griffins see your griffins see you up in the air, and their cheeping just gets louder and more energetic. And if you were to guess, they probably haven't eaten for a while.
Oh boy. Arrow, we're gonna have to get the others. At least the one that knows more than I do. Because I don't know anything.
Okay.
I need you.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, not Harold. Arrow.
Okay. I'm okay. I'm happy to come along.
Yes, Harold, you are now a griffin.
Alright. So, we can carry forward the success that you rolled in flying your griffins. So you can land here, or you can land back on the ground with your companions.
So my thought is to send Arrow down to Garahel and Jurgen, because I don't know how Arrow would do with the others, but definitely Garahel. While I stay up here and make sure that the babies don't try and follow Arrow off the cliff.
Okay. So let me roll for Griffin real quick. Okay, so what sort of provisions do you have?
I figured things high in protein, and a lot of water.
Okay, so, the rest of you see Arrow land sans Galen. Galen, what happens to you is you are almost immediately swarmed by these griffins who have caught the scent of the jerky you have in one of your pouches
No.
and begin almost like with their sharp little eagle beaks tearing into it.
Sit,
On the
sit,
pouch.
stay, sit, stay, heal, hold on, I got, ow, stop it, okay, look, here,
So-
go, get it, and he tosses it into the nest.
Okay, so give me... okay, so you're feeding them. Well, so still give me another communication roll to see how well you handle these half-feral baby griffins, or juvenile griffins.
Here. No doubles this time, but I got a 1, a 6, and a 3. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's 10 again.
Okay, so you get your 10. So you do manage to corral the chaos a little bit. So what do the rest of you do when Arrow lands without Galen?
I'm going to choose to interpret this as an invitation. and Harrow is going to try and get on Arrow.
Okay.
If you steal my griffin, so help me, Bob.
Bob can't help you. He's at work.
You know, some of us put points into communication.
So go ahead and give me that roll. If you have anything related to animal handling, it applies.
Noble handling? No.
That's for your seduction roll.
That would be a 9
Oh.
6 stunt points.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So, go ahead and peruse the stunt points and tell me which one you would like to pick. Essentially, you sort of have this, like, non-verbal exchange with Arrow, where Arrow's like, come on, get up, what you waiting for?
I am going to go with a flourish
Okay.
because it makes me look even more impressive. And I guess advantageous positioning.
Okay. So you land next to Galen, who is doing his best to, what were those lion tamers in Vegas?
Siegfried and Roy?
Yeah, trying to Siegfried and Roy, these golden retriever-sized griffins.
That's healthy because Siegfried and Roy went great.
Oh yeah. Best ending you could ask for, right?
So kind of coming off Arrow and just like almost surfing,
Mm-hmm.
like doing tricks on the back of the griffin. Kind of does a little backflip off and is like, "Hey!"
How's it?
Gives Arrow a friendly pat.
I did not expect that.
Neither did I. You're Griffin, but I think we have a bond. We're friends.
Crumble,
You're-
crumble.
I'm not going to take your Griffin unless the Griffin chooses me.
Speaking of griffins. Cheep, 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 cheep.
Oh, they're so cute.
Aren't they though?
Oh, wait. Oh, all right. Have you ever? What are you telling me? You've never had to feed a whole bunch of ravenous small children?
No, never.
Okay, fine. Here's what.
Oh no,
You muted
Brody.
yourself, Brody.
Whoops. Okay. So Harald is like, all right. Here's how you feed a whole bunch of creatures that are hungry and can't fend for themselves. And Harald basically sets up a little soup kitchen line. Like, and starts laying out little troughs for like each one as we put a little bit of the jerky, a little bit of the water to make it mushy.
You don't get that far when they're like jerky, chomp.
Didn't you pack extra rations?
Uh-huh. I start feeding the little griffins and really hoping Galen gets in on this.
Yeah, no, Galen's definitely gonna. They're baby griffins. And Arrow to go fetch another Grey Warden.
Okay, so the rest of you, again, Arrow lands, Sans Rider. And then Garahel looks up and calls out, "What are you doing up there?"
Oh, did you hear something, Harold?
Nah.
It's only 30 feet tall.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, no, I'm aware. Nope, I didn't hear a thing. Oh, baby.
Galen's gonna look over the edge. There's babies.
3 stories.
There's babies.
Can they
Baby
fly?
He looks at them. No. I don't think.
Who knows?
The parent is dead, though. There's a bunch of darkspawn bodies up here.
Garahel starts cursing.
I wasn't me. But hey, now we can get some darkspawn blood.
Okay, so
Yeah.
do you Do you
And a whole bunch
harvest
of
the?
baby griffins.
I'm sorry.
And a whole bunch of baby griffins. We can. Harl starts trying to work out like how to carry them in like little sacks so like they can put them on arrow and.
Okay, so this is how you shuttle them down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, it takes about 20 minutes, with Arrow shuttling down these rambunctious, now that they have been well fed griffins. And Galen, you get your handful of vials of darkspawn blood by just harvesting the ones that have already been killed up here. And so, what happens next is you've got the final two that Arrow lands, and all of a sudden, they start squawking. This is not the hunger cheeps that you have heard from them previously. This is more like, oh shit, danger. And you look up, and what you see is a group of darkspawn, one of which can clearly do magic because there is no other way that they could have animated the dead body of this other griffin. And they are coming right at you. And this is where we will take our 10-minute break.
No.
What?
And we return. So, as a very quick recap, you have gotten these 6 baby griffins down to the ground, uh, just in time for a squad of darkspawn to come across you. Now, this might or might not be your character's first time perceiving darkspawn, but they are shaped like people, but other than that, are the exact opposite of people. So you look into the faces of the Herlocks who are bearing down on you, and they have these sunken gray eyes, and their skin is also gray and mottled with sickness. And in some cases, like it seems as though their flesh is almost rotting off the bone. And they have also animated a dead griffin, which has clearly been dead for a while. Not gonna get too terrible with this description, but you know, it's a zombie. It smells bad and it looks bad. So, this is our first combat. Now, we are going to roll for initiative. This is a dexterity test.
Four, 4, and 5 for 14.
And Maker, I believe there is no stunting on initiative tests, correct?
No, there is not. Sorry.
There goes my doubles.
13 for me. No doubles anyway.
– 12 here.
What was it that Galen got?
13 total.
All right, and Harold?
12.
And Jurgen?
16.
Okay.
Combat griffins, I don't roll well.
All right, let me roll quickly for Garahel. And for Rory. All right. Excellent. So, the zombie griffin retains some of its former glory. It gets to go first. So, where is everyone? Just sort of standing around at the base of this tower?
That's where I was. I was standing at the base the
Okay.
whole time. I never
Yeah.
flew up. Yeah.
Alright, so let's do this randomly. I throw the dice off my table.
I would have moved immediately between darkspawn and griffin babies, just for...
Oh, that's useful because yours is the number that came up, Heroin. So, give me a dexterity challenge as this zombie is going to try and bite you.
So by dexterity challenge opposed, or you going to you have to hit me?
It is opposed.
Oh. I'll take it.
So,
Oh, that would be 12, but with 1 stunt point.
Okay. I rolled a 1, and a 2.
Ooh.
Unless their bonus is incredibly high, I think I won that.
Yeah, so, it doesn't even manage to get close. It snaps, and you just deftly, almost, a full-on elven grace, you manage to spin away. Next up is Jurgen. What would you like to do?
I would like to.
So one thing I will say is you look at these darkspawn, and almost on instinct, you reach for your magic because your initial impulse is just start throwing arcane bolts.
Mm-hmm.
But you reach, there's nothing there.
Okay. I think through what my most useful purpose would be in this fight, and it would be assisting and helping others as opposed to leading a charge. Is there anything? How does like hold actions or triggered actions work in this game?
Yeah, you just tell me that you are holding your action, and so if during the round something comes up where you want to act, let me know. Otherwise, you'll go first at the beginning of next round.
You okay? Um. I will move up next to. Actually, no, forget it. Disregard everything I just said. I'm going to move up next to Heroin, and I'm going to use my quarterstaff and attempt to trip the darkspawn that rushed him.
Okay. So go ahead and give me that attack. It gets a, and it's not, this might change what you're doing. It's not the darkspawn that tried to bite him, it's the zombie griffin.
Griffin, you're right. Shoot. You're right. That was, shoot. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Can't trip a griffin. 4 legs. Then I'll move up and I'll bonk it. At least I'm next.
Okay.
At least I'm next to Harold.
All right, go ahead and give me that attack.
Okay. The 2 hit is attack rolls are 3d6 plus strength or dex.
Related stat.
Which weapon are you using?
Quarterstaff.
I believe that is strength.
Okay, that would make sense. Cool. Cool. 6 total.
Ooh.
It rolled an 8.
Son of a bitch.
I was so sure you were gonna get this one.
I'm not a fighting man. Okay. I'm good though. So I just kind of move up. I will assist you.
Okay. Let me make a couple rolls real quick. Alright. So, Garahel acts and just pulls an arrow, whips it out, aims, fires. shoots one of the griffin or the hurlocks. They've got a big ol' uh arrow shaft now sprouting out of their shoulder. It screams in pain, but it is still up. And so, Garrick, it is your turn.
Okay, so was it was just a random one of the darkspawn that he attacked? Not the magic one. Okay. I will take out my throwing spear and I will move up as within throwing range, like 8 yards or whatever it is, and try and chuck that spear into it.
Okay, I also vaguely fucked up. This is not an opposed roll. Instead, your target number is your target's defense. So zombie griffin defense is still 15 upside, Steve.
I assumed.
You would have missed me anyways with your roll.
Yeah.
And with my thrown weapon style, I get a +1, and I rolled a 6, and a 2, so that's 18. 18
Okay.
hit the mage.
Alright, that beats its defense of 12.
And the 6 was my dragon die.
Nice!
So, I guess I get to figure out what I'm doing. Ooh, okay. So I will do 2 things then, since I can do. I'll do seize the initiative. Move to the top of the initiative order means I get to take another turn before some combatants get to act again. And I remain at the top until someone else seizes the initiative order. And defensive stance, so I get a +2.
Okay, cool.
And get into the thick of it.
Make a note of this. Alright, so go ahead and roll me your weapon damage. Which are you using?
I'm using the thrown spear, so it's 1d6 +3, so I did 5 damage.
Okay. So again, this is the one that Garahel injured?
This is the mage.
Oh, the mage. Okay. Alright, so, you just let loose, wham! You sort of knock it off its feet, but, it's still up, still casting something that will probably make all of you suffer. Galen, it is your turn.
All right. Time to whip out some of those arrows. Got a bow, and I'm gonna do the long range stabby.
Okay, so are you targeting the zombie? Are you targeting the mage? Are you targeting a fresh Hurlock or the one that Garahel already shot?
I'm gonna go after the mage.
Okay.
I have a feeling it's what's keeping the griffin animated.
All right, go ahead and roll me. Defense is 12 for all of the Hurlocks.
Oh boy. I have 9 on my dice, and that's probably a dex for shooting arrows.
Yes.
That's a 12 total.
Okay. Do you have any specialties in archery?
I have archery style as a
focuses.
talent.
Okay.
Does that count? I'm not sure. That's not a focus, but
It's not a focus, but you meet the target number of 12. So you go ahead and roll your bow damage, and then add your perception to whatever the roll is.
oh no, I didn't put on my sheet what the attack roll is,
Oh no!
or the damage roll.
What's the weapon?
It is a bow. You're much better at hunting those things down than I am.
A bow, a regular a short bow or a long bow?
Probably a short bow, just easier to carry around.
Not giving me the damage.
Kitty.
Oh, there it is. Longbow is 1d6 plus 3. Shortbow is 1d6 plus 1.
So 1d6 plus 1. Let's see. Let's use that one. It's been rolling higher than the rest. That is 4 total damage.
All right, excellent. Harold, it is your turn.
All right. So what I would like to do, and you can tell me if this works. I'm guessing the mage is in the back, right?
It is right next to the zombie griffin.
So between me and the zombie griffin, or am I? There's the griffin between me and them.
It's to the side.
Well, in order to backstab, I need to move at them. Are they far enough away for a move action to actually apply, or are they next to me?
Oh, that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
Yes, so you will need to take a move action to get into backstab range.
All right, so I will do that. According to the book, we need to do a dexterity stealth versus their perception seeing.
Okay.
So,
So they rolled a 13.
I rolled an 18.
Okay.
All right, so now I have to hit them.
Okay.
Ah. Ooh. So that's a 17 to hit with 4 stun points.
Very nice. Okay. You absolutely hit with that roll.
And I am going to use Mighty Blow for an extra d6. And
Okay.
then, let's see. And
Who's your target?
The mage.
Okay.
Fucking up this mage.
And then I will use the other 2 for a defensive stance.
Mm-hmm.
So that once I'm now exposed, I will not be immediately murdered. So that is, I'm using my short sword, so that is 3d6 plus 2. Damage.
Roll it.
That would be 14 damage.
Okay. Not quite enough to stop the mage, but you have severely injured it.
And I will shout, "Not my griffins, you bastard!"
All right. So, Rory is going to sword and board it. He's going to wade into battle and attack the one that Garahel has also injured. That is a hit. And he does an amount of damage. Still not quite enough to knock this griffin Sherlock. Yes, I know how to play this game. All right, it's the Herlock's turn. So, 2 of them are going to target Harold, who has just appeared in their midst. What's your defense, Harold?
With the stunt, 16.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, isn't it?
Let's hope it stays that way.
Rogue's gonna rogue.
Oh, that is a... Nope, that's a 13. 15. Damn it. All right.
Aha! The stun bonus saved me.
And then the second one attacks. So that is an even worse roll. Okay. All right. Now, one of them will attack Galen. Galen, what's your defense?
$13.
Okay. Oh, noes. So the thing with NPCs is they also get stunt points. Then I rolled double sixes.
I didn't approve of this. Where was the form? I did not sign off.
What does 3 dice 6 added onto that make it?
It was 12 plus I rolled a 3, so that's 15 plus their bonus makes it 17.
Oh no, I was saying 3 dice 6 for how many extra dice of damage you're gonna roll.
Oh. Yeah, it's gonna. You know what? Who's standing next to Galen?
Where is Galen in relation to the mage?
Bow distance, because you shot him.
Yes.
I would probably be next to him then because I threw my spear. I ran up a little bit and threw my spear.
Okay, so this Hurlock is going to spend 4 stunt points on dual strike. So what is your defense, Garrick? Is it less than 17?
It is!
Okay, so he's going to be able to hit both of you. And then spending 2 more points on Mighty Blow. So you both get 2d6 of damage. So, Galen takes 7 damage. And Garrick take 9.
Would they subtract their armor from that?
Yes.
Yes, subtract your armor from that score.
Meaty boys.
It's all good. I'm here to get hit.
Woohoo.
Okay.
Get hit for me.
All right. And for Jurgen, you're still wearing mage robes, right? Okay. So the Hurlock mage recognizes you as another mage, aims this twisted iron staff at you, and lets loose with a bolt of power. What is your defense?
A 13.
Okay. Really? I'm trying to run a game here, dice. Alright. The bolt goes wild. Just splashes on the rock, and you remain uninjured. So, second round. Garrick, you have seized the initiative. It is still your go.
Alright, let's murk a
Or,
mage.
No, you bonked something with a staff. You didn't hold your action. Carry on. Garrick, it is your turn.
Let's slay a mage.
Okay, go for it.
I'm gonna pull out my bastard sword as I get the rest of the way up to it. And throw down. It's 14.
Okay, that beats its defense of 12.
Cool. And I am going to do 2 dice 6 plus 1. I just rolled nat 1, so I rolled 3 damage. I
Okay,
don't think that did much.
it nicks it. You inflict a couple paper cuts. It's fine.
I swung too early. I thought the sword was longer than that. That's on me.
Okay.
I'm used to hitting the sword, not hitting with the sword.
All right. Zombie Griffin goes. Attacking Harold Wynn. What is your defense?
Still 16.
Okay.
My babies.
So the bite bonus is 5,
Mm-hmm.
and I rolled an 11.
That hits that hits my 16.
What's your armor rating?
A healthy 3.
Okay. So it lashes out, rakes its teeth across your skin. It catches a little bit on your leather jerkin, but you do take 6 hit points of damage.
Okay. Ow.
Jurgen, what would you like to do?
Mechanic question before I decide. Is there the equivalent of an attack of opportunity for leaving melee range with something?
There is not.
Okay.
If only.
Who, I don't want to hear hit points or anything like that. So this is more of a question to Rachel. Who, in Jurgen's eyes, looks frailer as a person? Galen or Heroin?
Definitely Harold Wynn.
Okay, perfect. So, since I am standing next to him anyway, I will take the stick and...
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I thought you were asking about Garahel. You're asking about Galen.
Galen.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Because I'm like, nah, Garahel can totally take care of himself.
No, I was flicking off Steve, not you, though.
Oh, okay. Well, it made me reprocess that conversation in my head, so it worked. I'm so sorry. All right, so who is frailer between Galen and Harold?
Correct.
Galen is a warrior, so the answer is still going to be Harold because Galen is a warrior and has like that nice, I know how to handle myself, and Harold is like, I am but a city thief out in the wilderness. Help!
I definitely have missed more than my fair share of meals in my life.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, what's the NPC's name? I'm sorry?
Garahel.
Garahel. Y'all got too many G names. I went classy and jaded up and... Wait, that came out wrong.
I am pulling from canon. Garahel has a wiki page. He's in one of the tie-in novels.
Okay. Then, standing next to Harold Wynn, who's getting attacked by Zombie Griffin and...
Oh, I also want to point out that the reason that Garahel is in this fight is because Galen asked if your character was sufficient to the task of escorting them through the western approaches.
Here's my efficiency, Galen.
Well, I was concerned that, like, one of us would be dying and you'd be like, it is an inefficient use of energy to attempt to heal you, so you must die out here in the woods.
I'm heartless, but I'm not, like, that heartless. I'm not heartless. I just... Anyway. I am going to... reach into my pouch, taking out a collection of stuffs and things.
Are you gonna pocket sand this?
Yes, but no.
Okay.
Okay. I am going to take out a collection of random bits from my pockets. I'm going to reach down and put some dirt into my hand, and I'm going to splash some water on it all, rub it all together, and then smear it across Harold's face, where he may have taken a scratch, and I'm going to perform the action of heal.
Okay. So is there a roll for that?
There is. I need to make a... I looked it up. I need to make a target number 11 cunning roll.
Okay, go ahead and make that.
I will. My cunning is a 3, which is why I did that. R D3 plus 3. Nope, D6 plus 3. No, that's incorrect. Apologies. R...
Just roll 2 more
Two
dice.
more dice, yep. 2d6. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, exactly 11.
Okay, so
Wow.
what kind of roll?
Now, if I roll doubles... If the double is included in the dragon die, that's still stunt points, right?
Yeah, so you've got 3 stunt
So
points.
I have 3 stunt points. I don't know what stunt points you can do with heals. I didn't look that up. Well, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. For right now, he is going to heal an amount equal to my dragon die plus my cunning, which is a total of 6. So you heal up to 6 health, up to your max.
I
Okay.
am.
It's a spell, so we have the standard spell stunts.
It is not a spell. It is.
Oh, it's not that? Oh,
Nope.
okay.
No, he can't cast
I
spells.
cannot
Oh,
cast
yeah,
spells.
yeah. Sorry, shit.
Nope.
Brain.
I am providing quick battlefield first aid.
So one thing I will let you do,
Okay.
a 2-point stunt is defensive stance, and you can decide if you want this to apply to yourself or to Harrell. You gain a +2 to defense until the beginning of your next turn.
I will smear that across his face to stop any, surface bleeding, and then I will hold my quarterstaff across, a part of his body that it's not gonna interrupt him or do anything. But I'm basically going to try to provide extra cover for him with my staff, so I will divert defensive stance to Harrell.
Sounds great. So make a note, Harrell, you have a +2 to defense until the beginning of your next turn.
So my defense is currently 18. Come on, hit me.
Yeah, the poor Herlocks and the zombie going after you have no idea what's up. Alright, Garahel goes. Let's loose with another arrow. How does he do? Really well, because he's an elf and he's really good at this. Oh, alright. Garahel gets the first kill as the Herlock that he's been working on goes down. Galen, it is your turn.
Oh boy. Ranged stabby, as is my way.
Okay. Are you going to direct your griffin to do anything?
Take the babies to safety.
Okay.
Actually, if I can, I don't know if Arrow, like, how well they can comprehend certain commands, but tell it go back to the outpost somehow?
Can't really communicate that complex of an idea, but you can, sort of, look at your griffin in the eye and then point to the griffin chicks, and he will assume, fluff up his feathers, squawk a bunch, and defend the griffin babies.
Yes, that sounds perfect.
Okay, go ahead and give me your attack roll, please. And who are you targeting?
I am targeting the mage again.
Okay.
That is 5, 6, 13 plus 16 total.
Alright, that hits. Roll damage, please.
Only 3.
Okay. This is a very long-lived mage. Harold, it is your turn.
What I would like to do is roll over the back of the undead griffin, come over it, and slam my short sword down into the head of the mage. Would that be sufficiently weird or unexpected?
That would definitely be unexpected.
So I do believe we've got to do that contested roll. Stealth versus seeing.
So many things to look up. All right. What's funny is that their specialty is in smelling, not seeing.
I got a 19.
Harold, have you taken a bath recently?
No, but also I'm rolling over an undead griffin, so I'm not sure.
I need to have
pretty-
a talk with my dice about building dramatic tension. You win.
Okay, so that is a backstab,
Okay.
or I guess a head stab. That's
Back of the head
2d6
stab.
plus 2. Wow, I rolled terribly. 4 damage.
You're just inflicting like death by 1,000 cuts on this one. He is still up, but looking pretty shitty.
Were we not killing a mage?
You keep rolling 3s on your damage.
With a bastard sword!
I rolled 2 1s on 2d6s.
All right. Rory goes, attacks another Hurlock. Wow, Rory sucks.
Well, at least it's happening to your NPCs that are helping us, as well as the ones trying to hurt us.
Speaking of hurting you, it's the Hurlock's turn.
Okay.
Yay.
So I am now a 16 because I lost my personal defensive bonus, but I've still got Jurgen's.
All right, so 2 Hurlocks are going after you, Harold. So that is my dice hate me. And
Someone
the
send
second-
Rachel new dice.
No, someone leave the dice alone.
Rosie, don't you dare.
All right, that is 8, 10, 15. Okay. One is attacking Garrett. One is wait. What's your defense?
Mine?
Yes.
Now it's 14.
Okay. And then going after Galen. What is your defense?
13.
It rolled a 13 exactly.
Boo.
No stunt points this time, however. But you do take 6 points of damage.
Still subtract the armor from that, right?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, cool.
Okay. And the mage does not act. It instead looks like it's charging something.
Kill it. Wait, I'm
Fine.
sorry. Perhaps you should kill the mage.
I think we've been trying.
So, we circle back around to Garrick.
Okay. Yes! Okay. I can kill this guy now. Either that or I'm going to do really, really poorly. Because I rolled a 6, a 6, and a 5, and it's a 6 on the stunt die.
Awesome.
So, I'm going to, okay, there's the one that's right next to me and the mage, so, I'll, dual strike and mighty blow on the mage, because, the last thing on it says is, for dual strike is that, if you hit a secondary target, you hit normal damage, so it'll just get the regular bastard sword while the mage gets extra.
Okay.
So
So you're attacking one darkspawn and the mage?
Yes, mage first.
Alright. The mage has 1 hit point left, so it dies.
Well, you're gonna laugh at how badly it dies, because I don't just slightly murk it, I murk the hell out of it because I did 14 points of damage.
Wow.
It was at 29 out of 30.
I sliced it in half. And
Okay,
for
so
the
it's now
second
just
one,
a layer of tainted paste and goo on the rock face.
and as I sliced through it, I tried breaking it or cutting it so hard that I just carry that blow straight through and go into the next hurlock, and I do 10 points.
Okay. You pretty much just like cut into one of its arms and just sever whatever sinew or tendon is there. It remains up, but it's not looking good.
Oh, this is how you use it.
All right, and so Harold, you have moved behind the griffin, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, over, but yes.
All right. So in that case, I'm gonna do a roll off between the available targets. Okay, it's going for Galen.
I'm on vacation. I cannot be reached this time.
And a 13 hits you?
I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. Yeah, it does.
All right, so it lashes out at you, probably because it sees that you've got some sort of bond with a griffin as well. And it bites you for 12 minus your armor of damage.
Oh my god.
Oh!
Does this like spread like vampirism?
It can.
So you become a were-griffin?
Oh, yeah, where zombie griffin. Yeah.
I mean,
A were
it's
zoffin?
probably full of taint, so that's not good.
It depends on your perspective. Some people think that, being bitten by something carrying so much taint would be good.
Some people like the taint.
Galen, why are you laughing?
You're killing Ambrose.
Galen.
Also, the zombie is helping. Jurgen, it's your turn.
Oh, shit. Well, I'm gonna look over, and even though Galen's a pretty hardy warrior type, Harold's gotten my heels. He's doing good. He's doing backflips and things. So, scanning and looking around, I will, oh my gosh. I will,
Kitty.
take my my quarterstaff back over, and I will run over to Galen, scooping up more grass and clay along the way, because it said we're kind of in this deserty area, so where maybe some water or something is spilled into the thicker dirt, pulling that up and pressing it onto wounds, doing the heal action. This is what I built myself to do. I'ma heal like a motherfucker. Alright. Now wait, hold on. I have this thing. I forgot that I had this thing. Hold on. Your aid. Oh, dang! Oh, I forgot. My heals are a minor action, not a major action. So that's important to remember. Okay. Okay. Then I am going to go over. I have to move, which is a minor action, but then I'll just use a second minor action in order to do the healing on Galen. Okie doke. Yes, I have a. What are those things called? A talent, which makes that. I know words. Roll 3d6 plus 3 for a total of 14 and 3 more stunt points. As I have double threes, which means Galen, you are healed you are healed 6 health. Back up to your max.
Total of 6?
Total of 6.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am now 29 out of 36.
Better
Alright.
than you were, Holmes.
I was just like, I'm not ungrateful, I promise.
You now have the same number of hit points I do max.
And I will once again do defensive action to give protection to Galen, so nothing can hit. Hopefully, nothing more can hit him. So add 2 to your AC until you move away from me, Galen, or at least until my next turn.
Okay. Excellent. Alright, Garahel goes, he shoots. He's the only one who's rolling well. He takes down another goddamn Herlock. Alright, Galen, it is your turn.
Ranged stabby at this zombie griffin.
Okay. It's defense. What is its defense? Its defense is 15.
Oh boy. Okay, dice. We'll see. Ah. 18 total. Haha.
Awesome. Any stunt points?
Nah. I can dream though.
Go ahead and give me that damage.
6 damage.
Nice. Alright, is there anything else you would like to do?
I can do more things.
Yeah, so Steve sort of touched on it, and I wasn't gonna, focus on it, but theoretically for every combat you get a minor action and a major action. So, minor actions, activate a thing. You can aim to get a +1 bonus on your next roll. You can also move, or essentially switch equipment.
I'm gonna aim.
Okay. Alright, Harold, you're up, sir.
We're down to just Herlocks all over the place.
And the zombie griffin. Even though you killed the mage, that one is still up and active, because the magic has already been cast.
So would we say that the Griffin's attention is elsewhere at the moment?
Yes.
Just for the style points, Harold is going to try and roll under the Griffin and sneak attack from the belly.
Excellent.
So first we got to do that contested seeing stealth.
Alright, that is an 11.
I got a 16.
Okay.
That works. Now I got to hit the thing. Uh, 11.
Defense is 15. So, you
I'm
do
currently
manage...
under the Griffin can't get purchased.
Yeah, and you realize as you go for what would be a vital spot, this is a zombie. I need to target other areas to hurt it. Alright.
I'll try and figure that not under it.
Rory goes. actually succeeds this time. Go, Rory.
Question. Since the defender is unaware of the attack, doesn't he get a modifier? Because I remembered seeing something about that. Yes. If he is considered unaware, it's a +3.
That, I believe you rolled an 11?
Yes. So that would not do it.
Yeah.
I tried.
Good looking out, though.
So just remember, you always get a +3 when they're unawares.
Well, good thing I've got a lot of stealth.
Rouge.
All right. So, the Hurlocks, because Harold is being essentially covered by the Griffin, don't focus on him. Instead, they focus on Galen, Garrick, and Jurgen.
No.
So, to attack Galen.
You know,
One does not. The other one, that is a 9, 10, 12. Which, because Jurgen is covering you, it won't make.
woohoo. Yeah, my defense
Quarterstaff.
is 13 on its own, so that's awesome.
Alright.
That's that, not a quarterstaff.
What is your defense, Galen?
13
Alien
with
or me?
I'm sorry, Garrick.
14.
Alright, that one will not hit.
Good dice.
Neither will that one. Alright, so we circle back around to Garrick. You've got 2 darkspawn on yous.
I will go for the darkspawns on me.
Okay.
Sorry, I was on the major attacks. Okay, well, let me roll first. Yeah, no.
Okay.
No. Even with my 4 stunt dice, I only rolled I rolled a 9. So, well, I mean, I can do something with those 4 stunt dice still, right?
I believe you still have to hit. But
But I can like go defensive stance and use points to move away.
So, you can spend points to knock your enemy prone. So anyone attacking it gets a +1 until it has the time to stand back up. You can disarm. How many stunt points did you get?
4.
Alright, you could... Let's see. Alright. Yeah, so it looks like knocking prone is like the best thing that you can do for right now.
Or second attack against the same enemy.
Uh,
Lightning attack.
I'm sorry?
The lightning attack. Second attack against the same enemy.
Yes.
I don't get more stunt dice on this
Yes.
roll. Yeah, let's go for it. And then I'll yeah, that'll be it. Much better. That's 15.
Excellent. That will hit. Roll damage.
Or 9 damage.
Okay, so you just get this bastard sword in your hand and you're like, you know what? I think I finally get how this bullshit works. And just cleave this darkspawn in 2 pieces.
You hit him with the sharp end.
Okay. So, there are only 4 left, plus the zombie griffin. Zombie griffin is gonna focus... Well, no. Yeah, Harold just irritated it.
Harold is also right under it.
Yeah, so it's gonna look down, and it's going to attack, it's going to chomp. Oh, okay, that's pretty good. That is an 11, a 12. That is a 17.
That will hit.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I
Take
have a good
15 minus your armor and hit points.
I had a good relationship with griffins.
Jurgen, it's your up.
Defending Galen. And just
Okay.
walking back over to Harold. Okay.
Just because you're tranquil doesn't mean you can sit still.
That is true. And I will go back over to Harold as he has now taken more damage, which means I can heal him again. I cannot heal twice. I can only heal you once per damage taken, basically. So if you get hit for 10 and I only heal you for 4, I can't heal you again next round, and so you take more damage. So since you just got hit, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Correct.
I can come over and take a wad of cloth out and just kind of stick it into one of your cuts as like a packing wound, or packing the wound. You should attempt to avoid the attacks. I'm so happy to be playing this dumb character. 3d6 plus 3. I hit an 11 with 3 more goddamn stun points. So I hit with my target number. You are healed for the 3rd round in a row. 6 hit points back. Why do I keep rolling 3s on my dragon dice? And then I will provide you with an extra 2 to your defense until my next turn.
Okay. So I just rolled for Garahel, who is a badass who got 6 stunt points, so he's just filling darkspawn full of arrows. He's actually really fucking impressive on the battlefield. And so he manages to remove yet another darkspawn. So all you are now facing are 3 more, and the zombie griffin. So, Galen, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go with the totally different and unexpected long-range stabby.
Okay, give me that roll. Who's your target?
Who do we have left again? Sorry.
You have 3 darkspawn left standing. Wait, yes, 3 darkspawn left standing. 1 is moderately injured, the other 2 are untouched. And you have the zombie griffin, who's looking pretty pissed off at Jurgen.
What did I
Yeah.
do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go after that zombie griffin.
Okay, its
You mean
defense is
Harold?
15. Harold, yes. No, actually, Jurgen. Because Jurgen just, got all up in his business,
I'm just doing defense mode.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's right. I did aim. Okay, so I got exactly 15 plus that bone. That was including the bonus from aim. So, whew.
Kick ass. Roll damage for me.
7.
Excellent. Okay, so you sink a shaft right into one of its wing joints. Which is not enough to drop it, but it's still looking it's starting to get banged up.
Galen is
Harold.
apologizing, even though it is a zombie.
Harold.
Are you a Canadian elf?
So I still have its attention, right?
It's kind of divided between you and Jurgen at the moment.
Well, I can't. Mechanically, I can't do the bluffing thing until 4th level. So, either have to attack another Hurlock or go for the Griffin without a backstab ability. I'm gonna go for a Hurlock.
Okay.
Jurgen, you're awesome. Bye.
I was gonna say, so I'm defending you, and then you just run away.
Uh-huh. I have to keep moving.
Well, we know who's getting chomped next time. They rolled a 10 to detect you.
I rolled a 20 to not be detected.
Jesus.
Gosh.
All right.
Holy
My one
crap.
specialization is in stealth. Alright, so I'm going to attempt to hit that Hurlock. Sorry for the long thing, I have one hand. That would be a 14 to hit the Hurlock.
That beats their defense of 12.
Alright, so roll 2d6.
Are you targeting one of the uninjured ones or the injured one?
Probably an injured one.
Okay.
So that's going to be 8 damage.
You only needed 7 to drop it. So,
Brad.
yeah, you skate in with like some cool, slick move and just manage to eviscerate the darkspawn. There's a lot of blood, and this would probably be a safety concern if you weren't already planning on becoming a Grey Warden. So, get rid of that one.
Heck, at this rate, we don't even need a ritual.
Well, you will need the ritual to not get sick and die. Alright, Rory attacks. He's got sword and board going on. Okay, he does a respectable amount of damage to one of the two still standing. One of which I suppose will attack him back. Sucks to be Rory.
Oof.
Alright, 1 point of damage.
Oh, God.
And then
so
one will
bad.
go for Harold because you just killed
Dodo?
Buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so that is a 12, which will not hit you. Okay. So, we circle back around to Garrick.
Garrick is going to see that our Tranquil is standing in front of this griffin on his own and just say, alright, screw it. Griffin time. Griffin time.
It's Griffin
Okay.
time.
And
Do, 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 do.
with aim, that's minor action, that gives me a +1, so that makes my total 15
That is exactly what you needed.
with no bonus stunt dice. So just straight up slashing a griffin. And 11 damage. I like bastard swords.
Okay. On the Griffin.
Don't need to be legitimate to hit.
Alright, you managed to disable one of his little clawed foot limbs. It is still up and it is going for Jurgen. You look tasty.
Yes. Yes, I am. 13.
Never expect the rogue to provide you cover.
16.
That hits.
Okay. So it takes a bite out of Jurgen to the tune of oh god. I rolled 2 ones.
No,
but
you
it's got a
didn't.
I did!
No!
But
I
it's
mean,
got a
I mean,
bonus.
yes, but okay.
So 7 damage minus whatever armor you have on.
I don't have armor.
7 damage.
Hell yeah. 7.
It just sinks its little zombie teeth in through your thin wool, cotton.
Zombie beak.
Cloth. Some sort
Your
of.
frail human skin.
Yes.
But Jurgen, it's your turn, so you got a chance at revenge.
Wait, hold on.
Enchantment.
Okay. Garrick. Do you have any injuries at the moment?
Yeah, a little bit.
And I'll just shove some cotton balls into wherever you're bleeding.
You probably just like rip strips off your robe
At
where
this
the
point.
griffin ate it.
Yeah, just like the shredded parts of my robe. I'm just packing that into your wound as quick as possible. That will stem.
Ow!
That will stem the bleeding momentarily. The bleeding will continue eventually. And then I will hit the griffin. Since my heal is a minor action, I will take the major action to whack the griffin back.
Okay.
Well, first I have to make the roll, so hold on. Let me do the rolls. Healing roll. /R 3d6 plus 3 plus 3. A 12, but again the dragon die is 3. That's crazy. Crazy talk. You are healed 6, Garrick.
I am what?
You are healed
Six?
6.
Sweet.
Yep.
That is exactly what I needed.
Awesome. Then I will take the attack action, which is just plain old R3d6. Oh boy, howdy!
What'd you roll?
Does a 16 hit the griffin?
Its defense is 15, so yes.
And what can I do with 6 combat stunt points?
With 6 combat stun points, you can do, so,
Let's take a
you
look.
can,
I got the chart here.
yeah.
The one
I will
thing that
I will do a lethal blow. I will do a lethal blow where I will
lethal.
inflict an additional 2d6 damage. That's what I want to do. All right.
Sounds great.
So, that's going to be 3d6 damage then. Okay. So r/3d6 damage. I deal 13 damage to the griffin.
Okay, do you have a strength bonus?
No.
Okay, but that is 13.
Yes.
Alright, you bring its damage up to 37 hit points taken out of 35 total. So,
You and me, Jurgen, we killed a griffin. All on our own.
so how do you take it out?
So again, I shove the cotton ball or cotton wad or cotton strips into Garrick's wound, and then I just grab my quarterstaff and I just sort of aim it like you would a spear. And it's a zombie. I'm sure it's got like missing fleshy bits and stuff. So I find one towards its head, and I just kind of aim and I jab it through its head and out the other side and pull it back out, dropping it. And then just kind of put the quarterstaff into the ground like normal. And then looking to Garrick, who you said what?
Look at us, we killed a griffin. Just the two of us.
I believe I'm the one that killed the griffin.
Sure. That's not the way the story's gonna go when I tell it, but sure.
Very well.
Okay, so with that, you very easily mop up the other two. Darkspawn. You have the blood. You have the half-baby griffins. You have completed this quest. little tick mark in your quest journal lights up. So, Garahel has barely worked up a sweat, whereas Rory is just sort of coated in like dirt and sweat and darkspawn blood. And just like, is it gonna be like that all the fucking time? Garahel's usually. Rory just ponders, I know I should have joined the Templars. So, is there anything you would like to accomplish before returning back to your outpost?
I want to make friends with one of the Griffin babies' teens.
Alright, give me a communication plus animal handling, please.
I'm gonna give you a
Fledglings.
absolutely no bonus roll. Coming right up. Hey! 2 5s and 4 for 14.
Okay, there's one of the chicks that seems to take a liking to you. And, in the middle of the night, on your way back, you've got to camp out a night or two. And you just wake up with it, like, sort of like snuggled up against you for warmth.
Go.
I have a flying pupper.
You're gonna have to think of a name for it.
We'll work on that.
Okay.
We did procure vials of darkspawn blood, right?
Yes, Galen harvested them, and also, like,
From
you
the
just
nest.
made enough dead darkspawn to...
Right. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure we didn't leave without, having our spirits readied.
Absolutely. Anything else? Anything Harold or Galen would like to accomplish?
Harrell will also just kind of spend all of his time caring for the baby griffins, and will only realize they passed the point that he identified that he could have run away, like a day after, because he's just been so focused on taking care of the babies.
All right, give me your communication animal handling roll.
Wait, did you say me?
Harold.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That's going to be a 14 with 5 stunt points.
Okay, you also find one of the griffin chicks takes a particular liking to you.
Mm-hmm.
You're also probably gonna have to think of a name soon.
Yep. I have to go do some searching on certain wikis.
Okay, Jurgen, you gonna try and make a play for a griffin?
No,
Okay.
I have no desire for a pet griffin.
It's not a desire. It's a necessity. As a Grey Warden.
So, you don't.
They need your care, even if you don't need theirs.
He doesn't try, one just takes a liking to him regardless.
Yeah, it's
The cat one.
it's actually the one with the broken tail. Just starts following you around one day.
Just because the tranquil can't feel things doesn't mean that the players can't.
Yeah, you saw Steve's face when she said that.
Just look at it. For a very long, awkward time.
Okay.
All Jurgen.
And with that, we will draw this episode to a close. So, come back next week where we put these fresh new wardens through the joining ritual.
It'll be fine.
It'll be great.
Everyone
So-
will survive.
It'll be grade?
You will be graded, yes.
No,
The grading, but it is pass fail.
we will be graded. GREYAD.
Oh, yes, you will.
I still hold it will be a pass-fail gray, though.
Yeah.
All right. So, thank you for all of my wonderful players, including Kay. We missed you, Kay. Uh, and also thank you for our amazing audience. Thank you for the new follow and the new subscription. So much. I don't know how to pronounce your name, otherwise I would say it, but thank you.
The Twom.
The
I
Twam.
always
Okay.
pronounce it twam. You know, like tram, but with a W instead of an R.
So I appreciate the subscription. Thank you. Uh, So, if you want more Dragon Age content, then come by on Wednesday. I will be starting up a playthrough of Dragon Age 2 on stream. I'll be incorporating all of the decisions that I made during the Origins stream, so it should be a lot of fun. If you enjoy tabletop RPGs, then come by on Friday where we've got Dune Adventures in the Imperium. That's a lot of fun. It's a really great game. There is no Curse of Strahd. She is the Ancient tonight. One of the players has some real-world gremlin issues, but they will be back next week. And debuting on the 15th at 10 o'clock Eastern, we are going to be having Girl by Moonlight, one of Evil Hat's newest titles about queer magical girls, boys, envies. Tom Moore will be our GM, and the cast will feature some faces, both old and new. So, Grey Wardens, if you just want to do a quick round of who you are, what you're up to, and where can we find you next on the internet?
Me, Am Changeling, and you can find me all over the internet as Am Changeling. You can find me on Etsy at Thornkind, where I sell super queer stickers. And you can find me playing again at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Dune, Friday night. It is glorious, and I love it. And then the 15th, you're stuck with me. Ha! I'm not going to be a magical girl, though. Big dysphoria. Be a magical boy or magical envy. We'll see.
Hello and good night, all. I have been Devin. I am online at Sort of Sullied. And next time you will see me will be on Friday for Dune, where the perfectly honest, no longer Reverend Mother Norma will be assisting things.
Ominous. Hello, everybody. My name is Steve. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade. My pronouns are he, him. And the next time you will find me will be here next Monday for more Dragon Age. Plugs and pitches. You should watch everything on the Stolen Fires Network. It's all good stuff. Excellent games all around. Tom Murr is an amazing GM, and Dune is great. And I have no doubt that everything's going to be awesome. So do that.
And I ever was, ever am, and ever will be Brody. You can find me on Twitter for as long as that is a functioning website at Laraba1. And after that, I am still looking at ways to be more present on the internet. But in the meantime, come back next week, come for Dune, do all the Stolen Fire stuff. It will fill you with enchantment.
As for me, you can find me here, playing Dragon Age. I am also Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere on the internet, including the big social medias, and social medias yet to emerge from the ashes of whatever's going on over at Twitter. So, thank you all for watching, thank you for following, thank you for the subscriptions, and we will see you next week.
You're all healed 6 hit points.